You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Are we here?
I think we on.
Oh, shit.
All right, well, welcome.
Oh, well, thank you. Cynthia, go ahead.
Welcome to Salacious House.
Right. It is hump day.
These are your hosts. We'll start with the masculine, the ever-loving, ever so quiet.
And slightly high maintenance, Brahma bull.
Shit,
What's going on, everybody?
Whatever. He's so chill.
Next, we have the lovely, the beautiful, the salacious Dr. Wren.
Hey.
And then there's me. So.
Where's your fuel? On you.
Oh, no, I don't do that. That I have to be humble.
Yeah, right. That's the only time she humble.
You see this face? Can y'all see this face? This woman here.
I'm just saying I was trying to be humble. I mean,
I'm with it.
I mean, I'm totally awesome, but yeah. Oh, we are live on here. I am on YouTube.
Oh, great.
Look at that.
So yeah, you might need to phone out people that our Facebook is not working.
Our Facebook is down?
Yeah, that's what the engineer said. We could try and see, but
okay.
So you want to check us out? You're gonna have to go through YouTube.
You have to hit YouTube.
You know people can't see that, so you're gonna have to put on your page to go to YouTube.
I'm gonna do that.
That's for the people that might
I'm gonna do it. Matter of fact, everyone who might be listening, I am going on there now.
We are on Turning In Radio also.
Right. We're all on TuneIn, so they can go in there.
Oh, we're on TuneIn?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the other one to Periscope.
I did not know that.
I'm not sure we're on radio.com, are we?
I don't know.
Create a channel.
But we will find out for you. You know, I know we're like all old and veterans and stuff, but like we have some seriously busy weeks between shows, you know.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. My husband calls me an official Jamaican because I have like
300 jobs.
300 jobs. She has like 300 jobs. She also has this fabulous new car. And I was standing outside, and I was slightly late coming upstairs because I had to take a picture with her new car. I did. Oh, I didn't.
His new car.
Oh, your new car. Their new car. The new car.
Oh, why gotta be their new car when it become my car?
I don't know.
You say that.
It's his car.
Okay, his car.
Yes. We didn't get her car yet.
I took a picture with it.
But you're right. It's still our
I
car.
always have to be last.
Because she gotta be fabulous.
What's wrong with fabulous?
Nothing.
What's wrong with last?
Oh, it's a lot wrong with last. I should be first.
Oh no,
save the best for last.
She's not telling you the whole story. We tried getting her car, the car that she wanted, 3 times. It failed every time. She'd have been had her car.
It was just
that's my fault.
Because you don't plan right.
Plan right. I am going to put our YouTube link up on Facebook so that people can get to it.
Yeah, that worked.
So, yeah,
will that work for everyone?
All messages you send will appear publicly. Okay.
So then I want to look
So what are you on?
I am on YouTube.
Okay.
Alrighty. What's today's date?
13th.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how
I don't know.
connect this.
We are having some serious technical difficulties today, but it is all good.
So how was your week,
fix it all up.
Dr. Wren?
Me? Actually, it was interesting.
You hit that high pitch?
All right, so I'm not going to sit here and lie. I missed my hour. I really want my hour back. I have not recuperated from that hour yet. As of now, I have not recuperated from that hour. So I really do, like, miss that hour. But, like, I overcame some things that I normally wouldn't have overcome this week. So that was kind of cool. You know, because, like, my old reaction is not my current reaction. And I just learned that this week.
So let me ask you a question. How's your Lent going?
So far, so good.
You're being a Lent liquor.
Right. Like, quite literally. No, I'm just like
She's a Lent liquor.
Why I gotta be a Lent liquor.
I don't know. I heard it in a commercial and still think it's fucking hilarious.
You know what commercial? All right, so I caught an Uber down here. And this commercial kept playing. It played twice. Now, you know how close I live. It takes like 5 minutes to get here. You know, I live in my circle. All right, so I'm coming down the street, and the Orange Vanilla Coke commercial came on. Have you heard that commercial yet? Orange Vanilla Coke. Something or another. All right. So anyway, it plays a lot during sporting events as well. So like when I'm watching basketball or like the preseason baseball that I can catch and stuff like that, I keep seeing it. It also came on a lot during, what was the music awards that just happened? Oscars, Emmys, something. Anyway, that. So it was, I've just seen it, and I feel like I've been bombarded with this Orange Vanilla Coke commercial.
Don't tell me you went and bought it.
Hell no, I'm off of soda for Lent. So, no, I didn't buy it. Thank gosh I'm off of soda for Lent, because I might have bought one just to try it, because I did the same thing with that lemonade ginger ale shit. That did not, I know, because I love ginger ale.
But lemonade does not
go with ginger ale. But I didn't, lemon goes with ginger.
Not lemonade.
Not lemonade, but I'm giving it a try, you know. I was thinking to myself, were there any like overwhelming commercials like that were definitely geared towards like us when we were like kids? Because I swear these commercials are completely like soda commercials. It's like the new Kool-Aid.
It wasn't food.
It wasn't food back then.
What you mean geared towards kids when we were younger?
It was toys. And see, they don't advertise as many
Just think about it. When we was younger, toy commercials lasted up to 8 o'clock.
It was toy commercials.
That's why we were so heavy into toys. Psychology, but I don't know, when we first got into psych, one of our professors was telling us like suggestive mind with commercial, and it makes a good point. Like everything's about suggestion.
Cause like, all right, so this new lime-made Sprite thing or lemonade Sprite thing. You've seen it when they're all dancing and they're looking all cool and they're like young teenagers, you know, probably about Juicy's age, you know what I mean? Like, all right, Buddy comes out, your boy, he comes out the room, Mommy, can I have a lemonade Sprite or whatever it's called? And I looked at him. I mean, this was like a Saturday night, so of course I was kind of like letting him chill. As long as he was quiet, like in his room, it was Saturday night, he didn't have anything to do in the morning. I was letting him kind of hang up. He was probably like almost 11. So it was a little on the late side for my 10-year-old, you know. All right, he comes out and he's like, I really want to, can we get one tomorrow? That's how he is. He'll come out, Mom, can we get a soda tomorrow? You know, can we go to the store and get one tomorrow? And all I could think about was, he's been had. Like he's completely been had. So now I'm thinking, okay, at my age now that I'm not going to reveal on this show, like, are there any commercials? Because I don't watch a lot of TV, you know what I mean? Like, but are there any commercials, like most radio, you know, or sound things that I listen to that like completely, I've gotten up and thought, I want that.
Yep. Liposuction, laser hair removal.
Yeah, cold sculpting. Cool sculpting.
You name it. At our age, yeah, I think I mean, my bucket list for this year has been amazing because I have been completing some things on my bucket list that I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
Like the laser lipo. I've done that.
So how was it? Do you feel like you saw any results?
I did one treatment and got.
How many did they say you would need to do?
It's supposed to have been 3.
It was supposed to have been 3. I paid for 3. I only did 1. And I feel like it probably could have been helpful had I continued to go with it. But
was it pricey?
Yeah, it ended up. It was $100 for the first 3. Then she said I needed 8 more, which would have cost me $500.
So it was $600 altogether for laser lipo, but
for 11 sessions.
For 11 sessions of laser lipo. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would be it.
So I decided I'm gonna try the cool sculpting next.
Yeah.
Either that, instead of the cool sculpting, since my gym actually has one of those cryo things, I can do that.
You can do that, yeah.
And I can video that.
So try that. I would love to know. Like.
So that is my. You know what? That is going to be my quest for Lent.
That's gonna be your quest.
Yep. Each week I will try something new that is not expensive.
Doo-doo-doo.
So I've tried laser light and the Korean bathhouse.
That's always nice. I love those.
That was amazing. I mean, I have a lot of my friends that were like, bitch, for that type of money, I'd have washed your ass myself. And I'm like,
why you ain't say something? But they can't wash you like the Koreans can wash you, though.
They can't wash me at all because they'd probably end up tickling my pussy.
Unlike the Koreans, they keep it pretty professional. But they give you a good scrub, though.
Yes, they do. In a milk bag.
And the milk bag, yeah. Like,
had my skin feeling like I just came square out the womb.
What did you think? Did she feel extra soft when she got?
Yeah, she did.
No, for real, like.
No, for real.
No, I'm so serious.
No, I'm not saying that, but I always wonder because, like, to me, I always feel like I feel great. You know, like, damn, my skin feels soft. This was great because I go to Small World, you know, in Alexandria all the time.
Because I don't feel baby soft no more.
I'm still pretty soft, but
Oh yeah, you are really soft.
I wear gloves all day, so I don't mess up my hands.
I understand, but damn, you still so super baby soft.
Thank you.
My hands all rough.
Oh yeah, they all soft.
See,
You wouldn't think I work in construction, would you? Daddy said you go tell a lady by her hands.
Well, shit, I ain't never been accused of being a lady, so I'm alright.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to put this link up, so it's not that I'm not. I'm listening to everybody. Oh my God, what the hell? Like my social media up until today has been flooded with all this R. Kelly shit.
Yes, which brings us to our topics.
Like, shit has been flooded. So, like, I rewatched the interview just to make sure I heard it right.
I'm a man, and I like all
women. But this was my thing. So I have a question for you specifically, Coette, and then I have a question for you. But I have a question for you first. The last time we brought up, like maybe it was like a month ago, like like a month ago when the
roughly a month ago,
roughly a month ago, we talked about R. Kelly, and you know, showed your feelings towards him in a very positive way. You were very supportive of R. Kelly. In light of this interview, do you still feel the same?
I still feel the exact same way.
Okay.
Hashtag free my nigga R. Kelly. The bitches still are not victims. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Those women are not victims. Because I still say to this day, I don't care, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way up until 8. You knew who this man was.
Right.
You went to his residence with giving him some ass, hopefully in mind, because you knew he was a man and he was a pervert. You can listen. Well, I'm sorry, not pervert. He was a sexual deviant.
He was a sexual deviant.
Very sexual. You can listen to his music.
He was definitely ahead of his time in sexuality expressions. Right.
Now, for all of a sudden, the society wants to be extremely sensitive when it comes to this whole pedophile thing. I still have a problem with that because it's pedophilia if the child is not willing. Now, the legal age of consent is 16. I get that. But from 13 to 15, if they shot somebody in the face, they would charge them as an adult.
True.
And say they knew what they was doing.
Because think about what almost a month ago, right after we had that 14-year-olds and a 12-year-old followed this woman off a bus, raped her or sexually assaulted her.
And they're now charged as adults.
Every last one of them as adult. So we sit there and say they don't know what they're doing, but yet now, they can be charged as adult when they do sexual acts.
13 to 15, now we're saying, oh, they're children, he took advantage of them. Well, I do remember in the 80s and the 90s, because when I was a teenager, I know a lot of the girls that I hung around was fucking army dudes. These girls were 15 and 16, although some of them did lie about their age.
Is your pack on?
Probably. I'm running my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting right.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. All right. So these girls were 15 and 16. Some of them lied about their age. Some of them didn't. And I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina at the time.
Oh, right up Jersey. That's right up the street from where I grew up. Well, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't know that.
About 14, 15, and these girls were having sex with the men at Fort Bragg. Now these
Yeah,
men, of course,
that is
21, 22, 23, 24, and nothing was happening. I know that all of these white men who are having sex with these girls, but yet people still talk about them as if they were the greatest thing since sliced bread. But here we have R. Kelly, a black man who's a musician, and he's being stoned at the fucking stake. Not necessarily just by his own people, which is bad enough. He's being stoned by everyone. He's being called a deviant. He's been like just totally disrespected. This issue came out years ago, and now they want to bring it back up. The same issue with Michael Jackson. We knew he was a pedophile back in the 80s. Are you kidding me?
You got the hotline going.
Lexi, tune in. Don't call.
We knew he was a pedophile. Or he was he was accused of being a pedophile.
Right.
And they let that slide. He was found not guilty, and they let it go.
Right.
He paid out restitution the same way R. Kelly did. But R. Kelly, you gotta stop dealing with them ratchet bitches. That's your problem. You keep dealing with these ratchet hoes,
right,
these little hood rats. Because again, I get it, my nigga. These hood rats got good pussy. I had an addiction to hood rat bitches too. But I had to realize, as I moved up in the game, my taste had to move up in the game. I mean, we slip and fall every now and again and find a hood rat bitch who got some good pussy. But I had to go cold turkey. I had to go into rehab and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. But these people are using you, and you keep falling for the same bullshit. Yes, you like your black women. Maybe you should. No, if he'd have fucked with a white girl, he'd have been down.
Yeah, he'd be in jail. Yeah, it'd be over. But see, then we have that. There's privilege. So, the question for you. All right. So during the interview, or after the interview, a lot of people spoke. You're funny. A lot of people spoke on, you know, their views on it. He was called like aggressive. He was called overwrought. He was described as irrational. What are your thoughts on that?
No.
But here's the thing. What they don't understand is that R. Kelly lived by a specific lifestyle. I hate it when people don't seem to understand the lifestyle. What's good for the goose is not always good for everybody else.
Right.
He was into BDSM. He was into bondage. He was into sadomasochism. He was into the whole dominant, submissive roles. That's just who he was. Based on, regardless if it developed from his childhood, regardless if it developed over time, that's what he was into. Well, we'll finish this when we come back.
Yep, we'll get your opinion on that. We'll be right back. We're going to pay some bills.
Gotta pay the rent.
Like, the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like, yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, just go hard. Don't matter.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business. business-minded individuals and just people in general. Really, I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
White keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rub.
If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Work the mode, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. Now it's all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crack. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. What crazy about it? Saying whatever.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Now, as a mental health therapist, of course I've studied sexual deviances and the whole paraphilias genre, as well as mental health issues and whatever else. However, with the whole R. Kelly thing, to me, it seems what he's doing to me is normal. As far as the BDSM, that is a normal, healthy sexual lifestyle.
I agree.
For those who are definitely in the lifestyle. For someone who's a L7 or AKA a square, to them that seems weird. However, but what we realized in the most recent years with that whole 50 Shades of Grey, more bitches are into BDSM than they want to acknowledge. So again, we have society yet again being contradictory, because oh no, that's not right, he shouldn't be fucking with them young girls. But bitch, aren't you the same motherfucker when you was 16 fucking a 30-year-old? Come on, miss me with the bullshit. I know, I was there, and I'm sure these women who are crucifying R. Kelly got friends who know when they was 14, 15, 16 was fucking older men. So what, now you want to crucify this man? Since the beginning of time, young girls have messed with older men. Some willing, some not willing. Especially in the African American culture, when you come from an impoverished household, you tend to look towards whom can take care of you. Hell, it's the hierarchy of law. Like, survival of the fittest. If you're an attractive female, regardless of what age you are, you're going to accentuate the positives to get exactly what you need to survive.
Use what you got to get what you want.
So
like, I
again,
get it.
If that means giving yourself to an older dude, then that's what it is.
I get it.
I'm sorry.
As a dude, but what are your thoughts? Like, I mean, because he was described as like, and I mean, he did seem overwrought, and he did seem a little aggressive, and just doing this interview, not like in general, but just doing this interview. No, granted, this was a highly stressful situation for him, and I give him that.
Now, I'm sorry, one more time. Like, here's my thing. I get that he was aggressive. I understand why he was aggressive, because in his mind, he feels as though he did nothing wrong. When someone lie on me, I get overly aggressive, and I'm ready to drop these paws on the nearest thing. I don't give a fuck who it is. You lie on me, and I'm going to put my hands on you. Do not lie on me, and don't call me a liar, because those are the two things you're not going to do. So I understand his aggressiveness. I understand his overwrougtness. only because he feels in his mind he did nothing wrong. And I mean, I'm kind of slighted. Now, I'm not saying he's completely innocent in this, because you can't be an innocent bystander and get caught up in bullshit if you were not involved in some type of way.
Right.
If you didn't give people a reason. This is what I tell my clients, I tell my children, I tell the kids that I work with. If they have a gun, don't give them the bullets. I feel that he actually gave them some bullets to shoot him. So you gave them the bullets to use on you. I don't know what you did, I don't know how you did it, but you did. Same with Bill Cosby. Like, I was asked what was my opinion on the whole Jussie Smollett, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby. I'm like, okay, well, it was founded that the $3,500 that he did give the 2 African brothers was for the gym or to exercise or whatever. However, I still feel like Jussie, my brother, you're a fucking liar, my nigga. Sorry, but I'm not buying your bullshit. Michael Jackson, we knew previously that he was accused of these crimes. You cannot consistently be labeled a pedophile if you're not giving them bullets. You keep having these.
You don't think that, right? I was gonna say that. Like, do you ever think that, like, now, I mean, I don't know how I would think, like, how this would even, that wouldn't even work in R. Kelly's
and none of the kids were black.
Right.
So, and when it comes to R. Kelly, I feel like you set your own self up. Bill Cosby, nigga, I hope your balls rot while you're in there. Fuck you. You don't fuck with niggas, so we don't fuck with you. I'm done. For now.
Are you looking at porn?
No.
No, I mean, it would have been cool. No, I was gonna. So, what are your thoughts, like, on this whole R. Kelly thing? Like, do you feel like
free my nigga R. Kelly?
Well, go back to the whole. It's funny the terms they use, aggressive and all that stuff.
Like, it seems like they're making him out to be this, like, angry black man type thing.
Always use.
What they use in the media.
Right.
So that's the same terms they always use when we know we get animated. Now, our own people was judging it and making fun of, which we always gonna do. This is the year of social media. You're gonna make fun of everything. From a psychology standpoint, if looking at it, Coed made a good point. You could tell that was raw emotion.
It did seem like raw emotion.
To him, he's not. Even if he did something. This is what I think people don't understand. People are not defending his action that he was wrong, because by law, you're not supposed to be sleeping with a minor. Okay, cool. It's how they demonizing him.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Because it's not the fact, and he said it in the interviews and people not listening, is that you do have little girls that's raped, chained, getting their organs snatched.
Yep.
He feels though these girls are coming willingly, so he's don't have. It's not. You're not a victim if you willingly.
If you willingly
pay.
pay.
The same women are coming to and paying his bail and
like
coming
he's
to court
going up
defending him.
And they're saying that these women have Stockholm syndrome.
And that's not how Stockholm
syndrome. They don't have Stockholm syndrome. And again,
and for our viewers who do not know what Stockholm syndrome is
when a victim falls in love with their
assailant. Or you don't even have to fall in love. You start
assimilating
towards their assimilating.
Yeah,
because you also have POWs, that's males that they not fall in love. They just all of a sudden see the viewpoint of their captors.
Yes, but they still fall in love. That's still the love bug, is what they call it.
But also,
let me say the whole Stockholm syndrome. My biggest issue is the fact that is the demonizing. You don't see them demonizing his white counterparts.
Right. That's what. But go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
She done monopolized the whole show.
I'm just saying. You know, I love R. Kelly. I'm trying to step in the name of love.
And that's my whole point. The way they demonizing it, and we, especially our people, we fall for every single trick in the book. We're not realizing these are prominent black men that they're going to get. I'm not defending their actions. I'm just looking at how it is for real. They prominent black men that we constantly going after.
I feel like if Martin Luther King or Malcolm X was alive today, the society could demonize them, and we would still be slaves according to social society today, because they would get demonized, and these jigaboo ass niggas will fall in line and demonize them as well. Okay, go ahead.
But she's right. Because in the same breath, just last week, they had this whole tribute to Elvis Presley.
Who married a 14-year-old?
He was 24, she was 14. That's a 10-year difference. That's not pedophilia to you?
Yeah.
Or
and she was not the age of, well, I mean, I know the age of consent. She was not the legal age of.
Or Jerry Day Lewis.
Jerry.
Who
Jerry Lewis.
Was known as two Jerry Lewis. We're not talking about the comedian Jerry Lewis. That's not the, that's the rock and roll.
The rock and roll Jerry Lewis.
Who married his cousin that was 13.
That nigga not only was a pedophile, but he was in the incest.
Or let's talk about Hugh Hefner, who put Brooke Shields in the magazine at the age of 10. Fully naked.
Naked as hell.
Oh, but it was cool because
it was Hugh Hefner.
Because it was in the 60s.
No.
50s.
No.
That shit ain't never cool.
Or
first time Vanna White.
There's another rock and roll star.
In Playboy, she was like 16 years old.
Amber
15. No. Vanna White.
Oh.
Vanna White.
Or let's not forget what's the rock and roll? I can't think of his name.
Y'all don't remember that she was.
When we come back, I'll get his name. And the parents gave him consent, wrote the girl off for him. So we
walk this way.
Yeah, walk the way. Got
Tyler.
Tyler.
Tyler. Somebody Tyler.
Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
Like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. What did he do?
One of the parents signed off for him to be with a 14.
Be in control of the 14-year-old, to own the 14-year-old. So when we come back, we'll finish this conversation.
But we don't break it.
Oh, I thought you said we.
I didn't say we. No. Oh. See, that's what I'm saying. We so quick to judge our old people. We're like, oh, down with him. He did this. If now he was going around being a mass rapist, yeah, put this.
Okay, and
he's not a rapist.
I want people to understand. I do not condone the behavior of R. Kelly.
But what before you make? I'm at interview, but let's be honest. And this is with any real man. We wouldn't be taking it to no airtime. He'd be getting his ass whooped.
I agree.
You know, so
Vanna White.
She was 16.
And some of them, she got older. She was with him for years.
You see what I'm saying? With a real man or a real parent, he ain't gonna be getting his ass whooped. There ain't gonna be no, oh, I'm taking his ass to court.
Right.
So if the parent knew who he was and your parent allowed, the same thing with Michael Jackson. I'm not saying he did it, he didn't do it, but let's be honest, it's also a lot of money hungry people.
That's the other part of it, and like that's where I'm having a hard thing.
Out of all of them kids, I'm pretty sure that one or two of them were touched. I'm sorry. Out of 20 fucking
but it's
kids
easy.
over the years,
but I was watching.
I'm not saying they weren't, but
I was watching the show.
No, I'm not saying he fucked them.
Hear me out, because it's been stories. Or this is how a lot of these guys work. You already know you big. If one person come across, you're gonna pay them off, but you don't feel like it going to litigation, and you look how we already said R. Kelly is guilty.
What's the point?
That's what I'm saying. We already say he's already guilty. So at the public opinion, he's already guilty. So a lot of them like, fuck, I'm gonna pay it off. And once you pay off that one, you're gonna have to pay off everybody. So everybody's gonna come out. Everybody can come out with a story that I've been touched. Prime example, that doctor in Maryland. You know the doctor in Maryland that was filming women.
Yeah, he killed himself.
No, he killed. I didn't know.
He was GYN.
How many people we know people personally that claimed that this man touched him or did this and he didn't do that to him? But granted, he did it to you. You know what I mean? So you don't know when you big and shit. Like money involved and you ain't got money, everybody's jumping aboard.
But I will say, with the doctor that touched it, it don't matter if that he's been doing it for 20 years, and if you got a vagina, he requires
that's
vagina.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody gonna jump aboard on it.
If that was your doctor,
a class action lawsuit, everybody jump on.
Now,
are there class action lawsuits against R. Kelly right now?
No, because he done paid him off, and now that nigga broke. And he can no longer afford to pay for them, so what are they doing? They're still trying to get paid. And this is the thing, this is the thing that's really pissing me off.
But it's not the victims, it's the victim family.
It is. Now, here's the problem.
I did notice that.
It's not the
that
victims.
none of the victims, except for like one or two, most of these people are the family members of the alleged victim that are speaking out. And I'm kind of sitting here listening. So that brings me to my next point. Talking about the families. So I saw an interview of the mother and father of, what's her name, Jocelyn?
The 14-year-old?
Savage. The one that's there now. The one that says his house
she's been
now. She's been gone for 2 years. And her mother was on
I think she's the one that sparked this whole...
Yeah, the one, her mother was on the news.
And she was like, I'm fine. Leave me alone.
Oh, yeah, the one that was on the news 2 years ago.
Right. Well, her mother and father were on the news recently. Like within the last week.
Yeah.
She's the one that said has Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
Yeah, everybody claims
Jocelyn. I think he said Jocelyn. Savage is her name. And I was listening to her mother. Her mother's like, we went from talking every day to once a week to once a month to I haven't talked to my daughter in 2 years or seen her. She hasn't come out that house.
She getting some good dick. What the fuck is wrong with you? Good dick will change a child's life. I know.
But he makes a good point too. Think about it. He is R. Kelly.
Right.
If he chaining women up in the basement, people would know. Like the way they're making it seem like he's chaining them up, they can't eat.
They can't sleep.
He's constantly on tour. How the hell
right.
stuck? If he's not even in the house all the time.
But
he wasn't there doing the interviews. So
wait a minute. Here's my biggest issue. Is the culture thing. People are looking at him and they're demonizing him. White people are demonizing him. Black so-called educated women are demonizing him. And they're not looking at the cultural factor. This man is sitting here, now he's being a classic black person. Nigga, I ain't fucking do that shit. Fuck out of here, me boy. And he's aggressive. He's this. Now you're labeling him because he's trying to sit there and tell you, nigga, I ain't do this shit.
Well, you know the funny thing? What made it even worse? And Gail set his ass up. That's why she was so damn calm. The way she sat there made it calm, and him being hyper made it seem even worse.
She was just in the
Robert, sit down.
Robert, we're not doing this, Robert. Sit down, Robert.
But she knew he was going to be animated.
But she also knew she wasn't in harm's way.
That's what I'm saying. She knew he was going to be animated. So it made it seem like he was going to be aggressive.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something about Gail. Gail is a sister. That bitch got nappy roots. Baby ain't feel threatened at all.
No, she didn't.
She's constantly dealing with black men. She know when a black man is telling you the truth, they gonna be animated as fuck. Even when a nigga is lying and they trying to be animated, you know they lying because they have telltale signs. R. Kelly is fucking innocent and free my mans.
Man, he is free right now.
He is free.
Yeah.
For the third time.
No, that was child support. That was child support.
Guess what? He ain't free.
Oh,
he ain't never gonna be free.
That nigga ain't free. You know why he ain't free? Because he still got to go to court.
True.
Free my mans. Drop all your... You know what? You need me on your team, Kelly.
But and it's also in the essence the other part that we're not looking at. If you notice, the three guys they're going after are three prominent major.
Well, they were saying if somebody come. So funny you should say that, because one of the things that matter of fact, a friend of mine, Angel, posted a couple days ago, but I saw this. She posted on IG. She said, if they find something with Frankie Beverly, we don't have anything to listen to at cookouts. And I thought to myself, oh shit, because it's true.
All right, so we gonna come back after these messages. I'm done.
Yeah. You're so silly. I cannot with you today.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Black by Demand radio show.
Control. They said she wouldn't, so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do, and you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
This unknown, to find who we really are. Crash into something new, take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much, let your love come down. If you wanna rule, it's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me back, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough, show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
First they love you, then desert you, leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste, I've been bad, burned and fucked over, but remain strong through the Passover. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I beat the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator, but I can't save it. It'll be too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry favors. Always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run there, yeah, nigga OT, cause they wanna see me down like I'm an NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
When we left, we were still talking about this whole conspiracy against the black man. And I honestly feel that there is a conspiracy going on. Because again, we talked about R. Kelly and his white counterparts who have done the exact same things that he has done, but they're not the ones being convicted, or it's pretty much a witch hunt.
Before I cut you off, let's think about Harvey Weinstein. They got what, 60 women. They came out underage, some of them underage. Donald Trump, they got 20 women, grab him by the pussy. You like, and we elected these people. You know what I mean? These people that we actually see and like, oh, because you head of a major movie company or you the president, we can sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, well, the president, you got to sweep it under the rug as of now. He's a piece of shit. But anyway, that's my own personal view. We're not talking about the president. I'm sorry, 45. However, my issue is that every time a black man is about to take over possession of something his own art or something, because again, Bill Cosby was in the process of buying what, a TV station, a radio show, NBC. And then he got caught up. Now, this was supposed to be the most clean-cut man in the business, or one of, it appeared. But then these women started coming out of the woodwork. That's one. Now, R. Kelly. Jesse Smollett shot his own self in the foot, baby. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
White woman coming out, oh, he raped me. No, that bitch lying. Good job, Breezy. Because he's getting his masters. It's like, I don't think people seem to understand how brainwashed we have become by society. Because even black people now are saying, oh, slavery happened, over 200 years ago. No, baby. In the South, there are still segregation.
Slavery and Jim Crow started. Jim Crow just recently ended.
But Jim Crow still has not ended.
Like, it ended on legally on paper, but it hasn't ended.
It hasn't.
That's
the racism is real and it is live. And most now let's be real.
But on the flip side of that, a lot of this ain't got nothing to do with racism. White privilege still exists. But that's where it is. But that's the racism.
Part of racism.
But that is the racism.
And this is the part.
Because when we talked about Hefner, we talked about Presley, we talked about Steven Tyler, my boy, but we talked about him too, because you just made me have a whole
different outlook.
But no, I still love him.
So do I.
With his big ass, long ass tongue.
It's them lips that do it for me.
That's right, big ass mouth. Anyway, but we don't hear about them having these issues. Like you said, we elected an official into the highest office in the United States.
We didn't.
Wow.
They elected.
A man was elected to the highest office.
He took it.
Okay.
Because they played.
Anyway, he's at the highest office.
He's in the highest office possible in the United States.
Hashtag bring back Obama.
And
I don't care, Michelle or Barack.
That's funny. And he, you know what I'm saying? But he, I mean, it was obvious. Like, and he walked around and said, yeah, I did it.
Grab him by the pussy. Now.
And then so people are walking around with t-shirts that say, Trump, you can grab my pussy.
Yeah, that's stupidity. Now, here's the part that's really.
Are there people out there, like, I just need to know, do you love R. Kelly because you believe in, like, what he's done and you have an appreciation for his craft? Or are you one of these women that'll be like, R. Kelly, grab me by the pussy?
I wish R. Kelly would try that shit with me. You and I both know I am not out that brand.
All right, just checking.
Besides the fact that
but I mean, if you were 16.
If I was 16, it would not go down with me and R. Kelly. I believe we all know that my personality is a little too strong. Shut the hell up.
All women. All women.
He is in love with all women.
Now, again, we all know my personality is entirely too strong. I am about equality. I am about justice. I am about, if it's good for the goose, then it has to be good for the gander. Point blank, period. But my thing that really, really, really pisses me off is that for the longest time, from 2006 until 2009, racism was defined as a systematic oppression of a race, and it only applied to white people because they were the only ones who had the power to hold down any race, any other race other than white people. Now, because white people are in an uproar and they realize that racism, the word racism is racist, and they don't want that derogatory message associated with white people, they have now rewrote the definition. Unfortunately,
that's so funny.
I'm not buying into the bullshit.
But I mean, like, but that is the way things are done.
But that's not the way. It's only done that way if we allow it.
The thing about it is called his history.
Exactly.
His story.
Let me tell you, I teach my children.
They've been rewriting this shit over and
over.
It was
like they're trying to rewrite racism. They're slavery. They're saying that black people were indentured servants.
No, they weren't. There were indentured, but not all.
No,
most indentured servants were white.
When I was homeschooling my kids, and a couple years ago, this probably was about 4 or 5 years ago, and an article came across my path that said, in Texas, they was getting rid of all the history books because they didn't say black people were slaves. They wanted to call them indentured servants because they wasn't treated that. They wasn't treated. Matter of fact, my daughter came home one day. She finally went to when we finally got out the hood and got to a county school. She got to now mind you, just after I homeschooled her, so she got all the
my daughter went to school.
She was militant. She was like, yeah, black power.
And she gets to the county school.
The teacher said that black people, the slaves, not black people, the slaves
on the boat
was able to get up, and they had little slots they could piss and shit. And we know this, but this is what he was teaching.
Funny, you should say that.
And my daughter was like, no, that's not.
She's like,
no, that's not true.
Right.
And like he got mad at her because she kept going.
And I had a very similar experience when I was in high school. And funny, my mother wrote the history book that I was referring to. So when the teacher I got all upset because I had lived in this house with this woman while she was writing this book. So it was like the information was just forced upon me. You know what I mean? It was because I lived in the house. So these pictures were everywhere. Her story pieces and webs were everywhere all over the damn, it was bombarded. I was, just completely immersed in it. That's the right word. I was immersed into this history book. And then this person wants to tell me about this particular story. And I was like, no. And they were like, and I got livid. Hell no, you're just a racist. They called my mother. It was the best day of my life. Because at no time in my life can I clearly remember mommy so articulately handing someone their ass over me. And me being right, and her being proud of the fact that I actually had learned
from her book.
Like, I knew that book in and out. She didn't know I knew it, but I knew it. I was proud of her. I mean, I was a little girl. My mother's writing for Time Life. That's a big fucking deal when you're a little fucking girl.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
That's a big fucking deal when you're a big girl.
Right. You know, so I was excited. So yeah, I'm reading it. And these good pictures. They had the great photographers and remastered all these old pictures and things like. And I'm sitting there like, God, this shit is. But I didn't want her to know it was interesting because it's my mother. So I'm sliding in. She didn't say that, did she? You know. But I regurgitated every damn thing she wrote, and she believed it. But that's one thing I think we do need to pay homage to the pioneers. But I also think we need to pay more attention, like you, to our children when they're young, so that they cannot be swayed later. Do you know what I mean? Because especially now, like the climate is shifting, and we need them to have strong.
The attack is on our kids.
Yeah, because millennials tend to be a little bit more impressionable.
And even when,
do you know what I mean?
Even we did a show like the gay agenda.
I remember that show. Yeah.
And nobody pays attention that it's all geared towards black males.
And here's the
nobody paying attention. It's geared towards black males.
It goes a little further to that. Like the entire black community is under attack, and people do not seem to know or understand that. Now again, here's the deal. I'm not so pro-black that I am against white people. I have some amazing white friends.
Yeah, me too.
But wait,
one of my brothers is white.
Isn't that what white people say when they try?
I have amazing black friends. I had this one. I got a black friend.
But I understand what they say, because I know where they're coming from. Like, okay,
but I do have some like amazing, like shit. Fuck that. Half my damn Facebook friends are white.
But here's the deal. I love me, and I love my community. No matter how torn down and fucked up they are,
it'll always be mine.
Shit is, I love my people. Point blank. Period. It's not that I don't love all people, but I especially love my melanated friends and my people. I don't like you motherfuckers half the time. I think y'all do some ignorant, dumb shit.
What Chris Rock say?
But I love
black people. I hate niggas.
There we go. Now,
and there's a difference.
Here's the
Remember my show? The difference between a nigga and a black person?
Yeah.
Now, 2 years ago.
Now, when I say that our community is under attack, I'm not only talking about the gay agenda. I'm speaking about when they implemented uniforms in the public school.
We just had this
conversation. I had a fucking problem with it.
Why?
Simply because they said, oh, it'll be cheaper, but it's not, because you have to buy 2 sets of clothes.
But let me say that. Wait. Did you ever go to a school that you wore a uniform?
Fuck no.
I
went to a Catholic school.
No, but that's not the same. No, let me say this, just from a person who really went to those schools that you had to wear a uniform, right? What the uniform does, it's not cheaper for the parents.
It's not.
It's not. No. So let's not lie. But what it does do is that it evens the playing field.
It does not.
It does. It did at my school.
You know why?
Way richer.
Not in black schools.
And I'm gonna tell you why it does not. It doesn't, only because you have to think, in those schools where a uniform is actually required, you have to wear the same socks,
the same shoes,
the same skirt.
That's not the case
in a black school. It's the shirt and the pants that are the
and
same.
And deal on you about your shoes.
Now, and again,
on whatever shoes.
In elementary,
we did have to wear brown bad shoes, and we couldn't wear certain hairstyles. We couldn't wear certain earrings. Yeah, it was head to toe.
Not in city schools. You can wear whatever shoes you want. Hell, as long as you have on the right colors in elementary and middle, it was acceptable. Because trust and believe, even though my kids had to wear uniforms, they started out, because then I realized that was stupid as shit to put a fucking 4, 5, 7-year-old
in a polo shirt
and a Ralph Lauren polo shirt. And Ralph Lauren blue pants.
You know what they had for lunch was this,
because it's all over.
The shirt ate it.
I used to go to what's it called, Burlington, and get the Nautica stuff because it was cheaper.
True, but here's the deal. Even though it was cheaper, it's those stains. Some of those stains you couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Now.
Who the hell decided to put like white and yellow and light blue on little
some
ones?
Idiot.
Or white. So why aren't they wearing black and brown and navy?
You know why? Because it's somebody with no kids.
And they know you're gonna pay more for the because once that shirt runs, you gotta go get another one.
Now, here's the other issue that I have. These children were able, like my kids, they wore labels. They wore Nikes, Jordans, New Balances, but they were those kids who had to pay less because their parents were cheap.
Right.
So now you insinuate the shoe because everybody got the same thing on. First thing you look down at the shoe.
That's
Like,
what makes you just think.
I allowed my kids to wear eccentric hairstyles that were culturally appropriated. Like my daughter wore braids. She wore yarn braids. She wore any kind of braids she wanted. She had color in her hair because this is the appropriate time for it before she becomes an adult and have to get a corporate job. So again, I allowed my children to express themselves because they couldn't do it through their clothes because you took that artistic ability away from them. Now, when you take that along with the fact that they have no rec centers, they have no resources in school, you have now taken every aspect of creativity from these children, and now you have molded their minds to be like the fucking masses, as to where they are now officially easily to be manipulated because they don't have strong family values, because their mama's on fucking welfare, who have a 10th or 9th, 10th or 11th grade education, who got all these fucking kids, so she's not teaching her kids. You are still taking away and keeping our people fucking under the socioeconomic.
This jump from
all right, Joe Clark.
No, this jump from Salacious Couch to the Mia X.
I'm just saying because again, most people don't.
But you know, didn't she sound like Joe Clark for a second?
Like,
what did she say? Wait. How did it go? Wait. I think I remember. Hold on. I gotta think about it. He stands up and he goes, they say, that's how it starts. They say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. What about 300? Rotten to the core. Now you're right, Mrs. McLean. This is a war. And so I want to say 2,700 of the students, those of whom don't have the basic skills to pass a state exam.
And that is exactly.
But you're right, though. No.
But then you have to think.
I haven't saw that movie in years.
Here's another problem. For every secondary school or cap school or whatever school that they're called, they have to close down a city school.
Yep. That's why schools are getting closed down
because they're opening more of these money-filled schools.
Right.
These government-funded schools versus the public schools. You're closing them down, and now my child
zone schools.
So my child has to be in a lottery to get into the school. If not, she now has to travel 20 miles away from her house to go to a fucking school. Are you crazy? And people are thinking this is okay. Why do you feel that this is okay? And the fact that they're down at the Board of Education, they're stealing money. So many people have been accused of taking money. Now, please explain to me why the fucking superintendent deserves to have a 6-figure salary plus have a 6-figure salary car allowance. Why?
What do they need a car for?
My point exactly. That money could have been.
The kids ride the bus for free. Why can't they just ride the bus for free like the rest of the state employees? City employees. You know what I mean? Like,
if you go deep, once you start digging deeper, because we touched on the education part, you're looking at parents that do make money. They're not staying in the city.
Fuck no, they ain't staying in the city. You know why?
You know what I mean?
The crime rate is
or they're doing like me, because there's a bunch of us, where we are staying in the more trendy neighborhoods in the city and we're shipping our kids out to private school.
So
that's what's happening.
The trendy areas are flourishing.
Right.
But overall,
it's not.
It's
right. Everybody's kind of people with money are coming to the center, pushing.
I said this.
Less fortunate people to the
You said this forever. And I've been saying this. And Baltimore is one of the cities that is showing it. When you don't have the resources, you don't have the jobs. Nobody want to come here and build jobs in the inner city. Forget downtown. Everybody want to come downtown.
No, but we're talking about in Baltimore.
Right. We talking about the real Baltimore.
Right.
Nobody's building jobs here.
No.
So now, and now you want to talk, but you want to cut programming like federal programmers that people get along with. You already don't have the education. The ones that are educated are going to the counties or leaving Baltimore or leaving Maryland, period.
and they're raising the rates of utility and resources, like the water. Motherfucker, people paying $200 and $300 water bills.
A quarter.
Not
a year.
Ridiculous.
A quarter.
And then you're trying to take people houses because of it.
And how about this?
Insane.
And this is what's so crazy.
$3,000.
Did you
you're
know?
Taking a $25,000
Did you know over the
house.
last 10 years that the population in Baltimore has dropped by over 300,000?
I said this.
Because in the last 10 years, we were 4 people that left the fucking.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember.
I came back.
I remember.
I left the state, but then I came back.
remember when I was young, little, and my mother used to always take me downtown. And I've been in New York, but I've seen TV shows, I've seen pictures. And Baltimore felt like New York. Like, you were bumping into people, you couldn't. It was just that crowded. You could not go anywhere downtown area but bump into people. As I got older, it started dwindling. At this age, you can walk. I don't care what time of day you can walk in. There's nobody on the sidewalks for real.
I have to share.
I remember being on Park Heights.
It seems like it's always reopening.
I remember being on Park Heights and Belvedere.
Yeah.
Dude, you could not walk down there without bumping
into people.
Now, unless you hustling, you don't see nobody on those corners. I mean, I remember riding around when you were younger, you know, I was trying to find stuff to get to with people in every corner, every street, all those abandoned houses with people in it.
You know, play basketball over there at CC Jackson. You know, like that's just down the street from what you were talking about. Like it used to be like crazy packed in there.
My son played rec ball at CC Jackson.
You know CC Jackson. My nephew still plays rec ball at CC. Like I mean, I played for Bitlow, but like you know, when I would go with my friends, we would all go to because that was a cool one to all go to.
The funny part because I was telling her,
you know, on the west side.
I was telling her it was funny
because Bitlow was kind of deep in there.
When I was younger, we used to keep the hoops up. Then all of a sudden, they came with this bright idea to take the goals down.
Yeah.
So now you don't have the kids couldn't hoop.
Again, taking
and this
out
is a
the
hooping city. This
resources
city is known for hooping.
Did
we forget the Baltimore Bullets?
Wait a minute. Hold on. What about dirt bikes? They telling us that they don't want these kids to ride dirt bikes in the street. Give them a fucking park already. Like seriously. Like dead ass. Do you know how many talented dirt bike riders there are? They need a fucking park. Why?
And they can't go all the way out in the middle of you know, nowhere.
All that area in Drew Hill Park, you mean you could turn some of that to a fucking dirt bike area?
My issue is these same kids who want to ride dirt bikes, they can enter into the dirt bike Olympics,
the BMX and all that,
BMX and all that kind of stuff.
Fucking kill, but they don't have the resources or they don't have the sponsorship for it. Why? Because the city don't give a damn about these young black kids who have fucking talent. Unless you can fucking play football or basketball, you don't mean shit to this city.
And on that note, we need to take a break.
We need to take a break.
And hopefully
we definitely need to take a break. And a drink. Maybe a smoke.
Calm down at time.
No. Yeah.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I will never forget that name.
Be back on.
Or his voice. So,
shout out to Professor Lopez.
Professor Lopez.
I got a shout out to who is my favorite professor always?
Satchel. Professor Satchel.
Satchel, Lopez.
Dr. K.
Yeah, Dr. K.
Let's see. My
Shout out
favorite
to
professor,
Kyron.
I had, alright, so my math professor, Professor Brown.
Oh, I did it.
Who wasn't American. Because that got me.
I had a Jamaican math teacher. He was the bomb.
Yeah.
He was the bomb.
My math teacher was everything. She was from Germany. Something like that. Anyway, she was everything. And she kept me on track for that math, you know. Like,
you know, my professors, all the professors I had, yo, they
my anthropology professor was everything.
No,
too.
listen to this. All the professors that I had, when I started to slack, they literally stepped on my fucking neck.
Yeah.
And they popped mad shit to me.
Yeah.
I had a professor roll up on me like a thug.
Now, Oseo,
peace.
everybody took Oseo knows, if you don't know what comprehensive is, you don't know
by
that
the
you
time
took his
you're done.
class. Believe me, he'll let you know I got 2 doctorates. He had 3 masters,
6 bachelors.
Yeah, and so this one year,
I ain't saying nothing.
We had him.
I feel like I need to go back to school.
No, you don't.
We had him one year.
I rock out that year.
No, she was burning out. The second year, somehow she was burning. I think
I was burning up.
Having 2 jobs.
I'm getting another bachelor's.
So she was like, she's burning out from school. I was like, doing this no more. I just want to, you know what I mean? So she turned into work.
I just did barely enough.
So semester over with. Me and her at the lounge, we went to school. Everybody know this because we was always on campus.
Right. And we was the husband and wife.
So we was taking classes during the summertime when everybody on break. He had to see us. He rolled up. He's an older gentleman.
I remember.
He said, let me come. He took her outside. And all I see is he'd do like this.
He said, why was that you turned in this year? I'm worried. And I told him, I said, listen, I was really burned out. I was working 2 jobs. He said, okay, I understand. He said, you strive to be great. He said, I know your potential. He said, but if you ever turn in shit like that again,
I will fail you.
I will break my foot off in your ass.
Even worse.
What? And I'm looking like, yes, sir.
I will never do it again. I heard you.
I never took him again. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away a couple years.
But again, that was one. My Jamaican math teacher. I think I missed like a week in this class, and he saw me on campus. During that week, I just skipped this class, and I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Oh, so it was like a week of the class.
I think that year, that's when we thought it was college students, and like. Even though we was the older college students, we decided we wanted to be college students.
So y'all was gonna go to parties and things like that?
No.
We was just lounging on campus.
We decided to have a girlfriend that year, so we was.
Oh yeah, we did have
a lot. We had a lot. That was a wild time for us that year. We did some crazy shit.
Let me tell you, yo caught me during one of my skip right after his class on the skip period. He said, oh, so you missed my class all week hanging on campus? Yo pulled me aside and told me he was going to break his foot off in my ass if I keep playing. Like, all my professors, like, they literally dug in my bushes. If I slacked off because they knew the potential that I had. Now, when it came to a book, I've always been savvy. I've always been super hyper intelligent. 90% of the time, I'm always the smartest person in the room. Not toot my own horn, that's just what it is, because when it comes to a book, I'm just majorly intelligent. I learned stupid facts just for the sake of learning.
Because it's fun. It is fun.
But you mix that with street smarts and you get a dangerous bitch. Now, 90% of the time when I'm with other people, I downplay my intelligence because I don't have to appear to be the smartest person in the room. I spit stupid shit. Actually, I spit untrue facts.
To see who catches them.
See who catches them. See where your mind is. Right. See how long you're going to let the shit linger.
Right.
But this is the problem with our community. They're so quick to believe in the untrue.
I think they believe in the comfort of it all. Like, I said to Buddy the other day, because he said something to me. And, you know.
You better not be talking bad about Buddy.
No, I love my baby. His birthday's Saturday, by the way.
My mother's birthday tomorrow.
Gotta get him something.
My grandma's birthday is tomorrow. Keisha's mother's birthday today.
It's the birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Wendy.
birthday, Keisha.
Keisha mama?
Her mama.
Happy birthday, Keisha mama.
You're right. Happy birthday. But, no, I was thinking, he said something to me, and I said to him, I was like, that's not right. And he said, well, mine. He goes on his phone and Googles something, and he comes up with something. And I said to him, so you think because you pulled it up on your phone, that makes it right? Right? I said, now, I probably done read more books than days he's been alive.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, because just from start to today, I've probably read more books than days my child has walked this planet. Right?
Absolutely.
Let's just throw that out.
Yeah,
right?
That's all about it.
Right. So I'm sitting there looking at him, right? And I said, babe, don't take anything.
Don't take value
Don't take
stock.
anything at face value. Okay. You know, I think part of the problem with our society right now as a whole, and why we're having the R. Kelly issue and things like that, is that so many people are so easy to take whatever somebody tells them as truth.
Gospel truth. But Jesus,
you know what I mean?
Lopez, that's the funny thing. Lopez was telling us when we first took it, and like me and Corey, we coming from the streets, so we got street smarts.
Correct.
We didn't add on to the, even though we was already intelligent. This is our family.
I mean, intelligence isn't something you learn. So, intelligence is something you have.
I remember he caught me because I was having it to Iceberg Slim. And he was like, you know, some of the best psychologists in the world are pimps. Here's the thing about it. You got to control somebody's mind and make them give you their money because you told them to.
And he sound just like him.
And that's exactly how I sound like.
I think Lopez was a pimp in his former life.
I think he was too.
Before he became a provider.
Well, everybody goes legit at some point.
But he's is the truth. And what America did to our people is our people always didn't. We didn't believe everything. Now because we know what we had to go through. We know what was out there. We know what the story was told, and then we knew what the truth was.
Right.
Now,
so we're hesitant to believe.
We gotta go to break, and we're gonna come back with more of Iceberg Slim.
Nah, right.
And brainwashing.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
Then the pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
But there is something about accountability.
Yep.
But I do believe that, like, in our race, there has been a shift. When we, as our generation came through, we were very skeptical of everything we read, everything we heard. We were probably one of the most rebellious generations of all time thus far. You know what I mean? And with that being said...
Why? Because we were always known as Generation X.
Well, also too, and I think a lot of it had to do was because our history was constantly being not shut down, but we was always almost like Jewish people. They will never forget the Holocaust because there's always a reminder of what's going on. We got so and out here so advanced because we got more black millionaires than ever, and it's because of sports and rapping or whatever. Even the endeavors of engineering and things like that. You get a lot more black prominent people that we feel as though that we made a come up, so we forget where we came from.
That's what I should have went to school for, engineering.
If I had an engineering mind, believe me, I'd went to school for engineering. But
I do though.
I think we in the field that we in because we was chosen.
That's the way your mind works. Yeah. But first, I went to school for fine arts and math, and I do construction, which I guess would be art and math, because I create. You know what I mean? But I need...
It doesn't matter what field
those analytical skills.
I would have been great at it.
That's true.
I think I could have been good in a few different fields.
I'm a Capricorn. No matter what we do, whatever we do, we're great at it because we always play to our strengths. And I am a person who enjoys knowledge. So whatever I do, I'm going to be great at because I'm going to learn the most about it.
Let me ask you, let's go off topic for a second. Maybe think about something.
Go for it.
When you was younger, and not the dream job you wanted, but as you really start formulating what you really wanted to do, what did you really want to do?
I wanted to be a motherfucking hustler. Dead ass.
You wanted to sell drugs?
No, I wanted to be a queen pen. I wanted to be a down ass, hard ass queen pen.
You wanted to be, what's her name? The Colombian...
Giselle,
whomever that bitch is, that's what I wanted to
is on
Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah, but
Giselle, I can't think of her name.
I was just thinking about, okay.
What did you?
That's what I wanted to do.
What did I want to be? A painter. I was always an artist of some sort.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it went from like...
I had several things I wanted to do, but I know my first...
I never thought I would be one way or the other.
Real educated thing I wanted to be was an archaeologist. I think I might have watched too much Indiana Jones. I'm not sure.
No, that shit was hard.
But you know what?
I'm really good. Yeah, outside of being a football player and a rapper,
and all that kind of stuff.
I wanted,
I wanted to be a dancer. That was like always my
archaeologist.
Time out. Now, when I saw Dr. Ruth for the third time, I was intrigued by her the first time.
I did want to be a judge.
I was inspired by her the second time. But I fell in love with Dr. Ruth the third time that I saw her. And I always wanted to be a sex therapist after being a drug patient.
I wanted to be other than painting, because I just thought I wanted to have one of those like villas that you saw on TV where the wind blows through the house, and you sit there and paint, right, and then you have this like beautiful view outside, because that's totally me, right? But then, then I met a judge, like a real judge, and then RBG came through and just blew my mind as a young person.
What is RBG?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I have no idea who the fuck that is.
She's a Supreme Court justice. She paved the way for a lot of women's rights.
Okay, I have no idea who she is.
There's a movie. There's a movie about her. So anyway, you should watch it. You might actually enjoy it.
I'm not gonna watch that shit.
You might enjoy it. She's Jewish. She's not white.
I understand. I realize that this is my last week of school. For the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna dumb this shit down.
Then watch it when school opens back up.
I was telling my godbrother this because he's so into the not Nazi Rama, but the energy and all this. And I'm into all this stuff too.
Energy,
but being in school as long as we've been in school, and being in levels of education you've been in, I told him, like, nigga, when I'm off, I'm off. I don't want to think about shit.
You know, here's another thing with your chest.
I like to indulge in the dumbest shit when I'm.
Yo, I don't say it with your chest moment. I am sick and tired of people putting their expectations of what they feel I should be or how I should behave on me. Fuck that. Let me be me. The greatest minds that ever made it into any book was very different from social ideations of what that position or that person is expected to be. I can't make it into the fucking history books if I act like everybody expects me to. So, fuck off and leave me alone.
Hannibal was a different leader than
leave me alone.
From Caesar. Caesar was a different leader from Napoleon. I mean, it's the truth. Everybody had to be different before you make it in.
Was a 4'11" Jewish woman who liked to talk about fucking. I mean, come on.
You can't get better.
You got Sigmund Freud.
I'm about to say, even in that field, Sigmund Freud was beyond his time.
Eric at the time.
And it made him seem like he was crazy because he talked about sex all the time.
But Einstein was retarded.
But think about this way,
he had autism.
As when I first got into it, I wasn't big on Sigmund Freud.
Not politically correct.
But as time went on, and the more we start studying, I'm like, yo, Sigmund Freud actually was on some shit. Like
he really was on some shit.
But for his time, he was not.
He was so taboo.
Think about even when you look at black inventors from the past, whom white people have tried to steal their shit, because if you ask me, peanut butter and all that, they ain't get that credit. But what I'm saying is, let me tell you something.
But I mean, half the time, it's not that they try to steal credit. They just make sure that the person who actually did it doesn't get credit. Like the super soaker.
But you also gotta realize,
you know what I mean? Think about it. The black guy.
The only thing white people ever created was a patent.
Because I'm gonna say, think about it. If you was a slave, you was property. So if you invented something, then go belong to you. It belong to the owner.
Exactly. Like it is said that Thomas Edison did not create the frickin' light bulb, that a black man did it.
Or the telephone.
Or the telephone.
No, that's Alexander Bell.
That's Alexander Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell.
No, you know who I don't fuck with right now?
Who?
Ben. With this Franklin, with this damn daylight savings shit. I want to hour back.
That was not Ben Franklin.
It was Ben Franklin.
It was not.
Who was it?
It happened after Julius Caesar.
Daylight savings in the United States was instilled by Ben Franklin. He was the one that put it in place in the United States. It was for farming.
It was for farming. But it went worldwide after Julius.
But Ben Franklin was the one that instilled the United States.
Making it as though they set the times where they went to do it again, but they decided to keep it with the
They just need to leave it where the fuck it's
That's what I'm saying. Like
when we spring forward the next time, we need to stay there.
Here's the deal. I have to be honest, it didn't bother me because I went to sleep at 8 o'clock.
But I went to sleep early too.
So when I woke up, I didn't realize. Wait a minute, my cell phone is my alarm clock. So I woke up. I didn't until I got to work. Was there for an hour, and somebody was like, "Girl, it's daylight savings time." And I went and looked at my car, and it said 5 o'clock. I mean, it says 6 o'clock, and it was 7:28. I said, "God damn."
Only time I noticed it is when we used to be taboo heavy. And then we get the extra time to party. Be like, oh yes!
In the fall, you get that extra hour. In the fall.
Yeah, in the fall.
Now see, I love that.
Springtime.
I love daylight savings in the fall. It's this damn Spring shit. I'm not ready. Now, granted, I was able to take the puppy for a nice long walk because, like, you know, I get home at like 4:30. You know, if I walk her for a half an hour to an hour prior to last week, it'd be night. It'd be dark outside by the time we were getting back. Now I can take it for a nice long walk in the sunshine, which is kind of, you know, a fun time for a puppy.
Let me tell you something.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
the last week I have not worn my coat, probably, which is why I've been sick for the last week or two.
Probably because it ain't that damn warm.
I layer up like this. I'll wear some. I'm not wearing my coat. I am sick of layers. I am sick. I want to wear skirts. I want to wear no panties. I want to.
God, I can't wait till that.
I'm about to say that.
The dresses and no panty season. Like, would you hurry up and get here?
So I know spring coming. Augusta Springs next.
Yeah.
Or Sprinter. Sprinter is next.
What are you looking forward to?
Wait, we don't have spring
for the hot weather.
No panties. And
dresses.
And dresses. But then again.
So there'll be a lot of women. So there's a lot of women that wear no panties with their dresses.
Absolutely. It is a bunch of women that do not wear panties with their dresses.
Most. I would even go as far to say most.
Yep.
At least in our generation.
Now that's a salacious kind.
I would go as far
now
as
I will say this. I trim my bushes. I'm not shaving.
Do what happened?
I trim my bushes. I'm not shaving.
You've been
said that though.
No, but bitches keep telling me, I can't believe you have hair. Bitch, you ain't got to eat from this delicacy. That's what I said.
Because your hair not bushy anyway, so don't make it.
No, it's not. The hair on my head is similar to the hair on my vajayjay, and it's so pretty.
You're funny. I'm just over, like, you know, I do a lot because I do construction during the day.
I'm over coats.
I'm outside a lot, I'm over like dry skin.
I'm over gloves.
I'm over hats and gloves.
I'm over coats.
No, I mean I wear gloves all the time. I even wear gloves in the summer. But I am just kind of over, like, having to cover quite so much.
I want to.
It's so cold.
These
like
D titties
cold.
need some sun, honey.
When I went to so I went to the preseason game last week, as y'all know, because I missed Salacious couch. So we drove down to Tampa.
How was that drive?
It was 15 hours. Actually, it was not bad. They've repaved a lot of 95 and expanded it in a lot of the southern states.
How many miles was that?
998.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put that on my new car.
Yeah, but it was no. We rented something, but it was a nice drive. We got like a little Rev something.
You was driving down there with that car.
I was gonna drive down there in the car.
No, you wasn't.
Well, yeah, I was.
We can talk about that.
So
I was thinking.
So anyway, it was 80 something degrees every day we were there. It was 85 degrees a day. We left there. I had on like the what's it called, the pants that have the rips in them.
Okay.
And
damaged jeans.
I'm sorry.
Damaged jeans.
Thank you, damaged jeans. I had on like a little, little like cap sleeve, not even like a short sleeve, but a cap sleeve T-shirt, head wrap, sunglasses. We driving up the road. We get here, and guess what was here when we got here? Snow. Fucking snow. I'm so over it.
I'll be in Miami in April, so guess what? These titties and this ass is going to be all the way the fuck out with new sneakers, new shoes. Oh, she is going to be thotting and bopping. Yes, she is.
You know, retirement homes starting to look good for Lauderdale or Jacksonville.
Oh, no, she ain't moving down there. What's wrong with you?
What happened?
I said retirement homes looking real good for
No,
Lauderdale.
you know, I saw a lot of, that was the one thing that I forget about Florida, because I don't go down there that often. I only go about once a year. And I'm not usually driving. I usually fly in.
I'm trying to see no wrinkly ass and booty shorts.
We're driving through the state of Florida. And I mean almost through the entire state of Florida, because we're coming off the Gulf Coast, basically, and we're driving through the state of Florida. And the amount of retirement homes and retirement communities that I saw, and I mean, like, there was some nice shit down there. And I was like, no wonder.
Trying to deal with no snow.
Like, no wonder people moved in. But I mean, they have like
to Arizona.
Stuff. No, that would be fun.
That's cool too. I mean, it's a warm
I'm
state.
good with that too.
Okay. As long as it's a warm state. At that moment, at a certain age, I love snow. Don't get me wrong. I love the winter time.
I never saw snow.
At a certain age, yeah, I don't.
Like, down there, like near Fayetteville, like Lumberton, which is right below Fayetteville, it never snows.
You see a dusting.
If you get that.
Yeah, you get a dusting. When it snowed and they shut the city down for a dusting when I was a kid, I was so excited, but I never got to make a snowman until I went back to Jersey.
You could tell when the last time we was down, you could tell they was trying to build it up, but like this is too slow for me.
Yeah,
Too
slow as
slow.
hell. But the murder rate in there is just extreme. Like, yo, black people, get your shit together. Like Baltimore, what is going on when an 18-year-old girl walk out her house and get boom hit by a stray bullet? Yo, niggas is right.
Since you walk out the house.
I swear to God,
it happens way too often.
Yeah.
Y'all need to torch it.
We get so used to it, like it's like
Right, and we're so desensitized to it.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
And
okay.
this is a part of the mental health of Baltimore City that people are neglecting. That that many of the residents in Baltimore City suffer from PTSD.
And that's the reason why I like this. I think this new chief.
That's why I think I be needing to get out of town. I met him at, he came to my Black History Month program.
I think he's going to make it. He don't.
I don't know him
He
yet.
don't have that mindset.
He don't have that corrupt mindset that is going around.
Yeah,
in
he
these,
doesn't.
in these politicians.
At least thus far, my impression of him is that he doesn't. Like, I met him. We spoke for probably about, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes, something like that. He was at my Black History Month production that I had up on campus, and I got to meet him, and we were talking for a little bit. And my gut feeling is that he has everything he needs to do a great job. My mind is telling me, please, God, keep him near the cross, because these people are coming after him.
Of course. Yo, I would be very surprised if we don't see him dead in 3 years.
I'm not gonna say dead, but caught up with some stupid ass scandal.
Same thing is dead to me.
Right.
Because here's the thing, and this is one thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Here's the
They
one
will
thing.
kill his character.
People, if y'all don't understand, this is the one thing
Is
about.
that a Black Panther shirt?
Yes, it is.
Okay, please.
Here's the one thing. Here's the one thing people don't understand about the city. Is when downtown is being revitalized. Downtown is getting built up. You get these condominiums. Gentrified.
Right.
They need to span outward.
Gentrification at its best.
Everybody know me. Everybody know you grew up on West Side, especially back in the day. White Lot was the hood.
And it's still
You did not know, but the difference is that Drew Hill Park Reservoir area is no longer becoming a fucking hood.
Nope.
That shit now is
And
gentrified.
White Lot
Very much
White Lot has
When you
gone
see
from
white
being
people-
this big
Right, to this big.
to
When you see
being
white
McCullough and Druid Hill,
Park at 6
and
o'clock,
then
walking that
maybe
dog,
over to
I knew something was
Pennsylvania.
wrong.
Like,
Of course.
we talking about Drew Hill, like in the hood. We're not talking about. You get what I'm saying?
No, when I lived,
Listen, you knew White
Wait,
Lot
wait,
was
wait,
the hood because
wait.
it made it to.
now y'all know I grew up in Sandtown, which is just down the street. All right. When we moved to Druid Hill, which is just down, but south of North Avenue, so Druid Heights, Marble Hill, whatever you want to call that. I went to visit family and friends that lived down there, like maybe 2 years ago, and I swear on anything, there were white people living in the 2000 block, the 1900 block, the 1800 block
I got
of Druid Hill and McCullough.
Baby,
Like real, and I mean real white people,
white people,
white people, like they have like real jobs and stuff, like not no poor people. I know white people.
Wait. I got one better for you. I knew shit was going down when I roll up in Mondawmin and I see Sarah and Bart shopping and gingerly just walking through Mondawmin Mall. We all know that
that's the original food booth right there. For us,
I'm gonna give you a history of this real fast. Right across from Mondawmin, I grew up.
Right.
Partly grew up on this little street called Ruxton. It's a street over from Coppin.
I know where Ruxton is.
I went to Robert W. Coleman.
So you knew exactly where I played basketball at, because that's right down the street. I played at Bentlow right down the street.
Which is right beside Douglas. Right. So y'all get the picture.
I know exactly where you are.
I never in my life go in there and see white people. I ain't see nobody work there. I ain't see nobody shop there. The only time I seen a white person in Mondawmin is when I grew up, moved out a little bit to Ricerstown Road, and I brought my white homeboy with me. And he grew up with me. So,
you brought
now
he black.
Yeah, he's black.
He's a Tommy.
But now you start to, now you start to see a little bit. It's not as much. It's not as much.
No, it's still very, but
it started to get heavy with white people until they had that shooting up there. Then they was like, oh no, we can't go up there.
Then that's when they took the target up. When the target was up there, you see a little, you start freaking. But the whole point is with, and that's
gentrification
and
is real people.
It's almost like Charlie Hill and Westport. You let areas, yeah, but you can let areas get down so much.
So can
they
we
can come in and buy these
like,
areas.
So with that being said, like, isn't what you did like a kind of a form of gentrification? Like y'all left the city and moved out.
See, here's the deal. We actually
diversified.
We live on the city-county line.
Right.
The reason I left the city was because me and my husband could no longer homeschool our kids, and I was not gonna sacrifice my children's education to prove.
That's what's going on now. The education-wise.
The education was my children, who both their parents have master's degrees, were reading 2 grade levels below their grade. I'm not trying to have that. Now, prior to us, that was before we homeschooled. When we homeschooled our children, after homeschooling our children, both of our kids were 2 grade levels above where they needed to be, math-wise, reading-wise. Now, here's the problem. They went back to public school. I realized
and they in the county.
Teachers cannot teach because they gave them a curriculum that they had to teach, and now they took it away and never taught these teachers how to actually fucking teach.
Because for a long time, there was no child left behind. So you was teaching a test. So now all the new teachers only know how to teach a test. So now they had to go back to learning how to actually be teachers again.
Now, here's the deal. Where I moved from, I still live in Northwest Baltimore. I never left.
Right. You just live right up the road.
Yeah, pretty much. I live right up the street from where we live. Why? Because my husband loved that fucking area.
Well, it's not a bad area.
I don't give a shit. I'm trying to leave. Anyway, but...
So are you trying to come back to the city?
Hell no. Where I am 20 minutes from any mall, people. 20 minutes.
You're near the Beltway.
I am 20 minutes from any mall in Baltimore
and Jones Falls.
And, I'm sorry, any mall. That means Towson, Mondawmin, well, Ricerstown Road, of course, Arundel Mills. That means, shit, I can't beat where I live. It's prime location for me, who's a shopaholic.
Right.
I'm sorry, for my husband, who's a shopaholic.
I think you said it right.
And see, and it's funny how we have to live in areas that suit our needs. Like, you guys like to shop. You know, I'm an artist. I live in the art district.
I love to eat too.
Well, and see,
I have great food.
Well, you gotta go everywhere.
Y'all know daggone well though. Like, I got great food places, and I can walk. They're like a block. I can go get shit-faced a block away from my house, have a fabulous meal, and stagger home. I never have to move the car. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing about, like,
and see,
city living. You know?
I've always wanted to have a house with a lot of land where I feel like I'm in the country.
See, I have a farm.
But literally...
I've never wanted to have one up here. I like to live like super urban. I like concrete living up here because I grew up on a farm.
You already have it.
I grew like my childhood. I grew up in the country.
Right.
So I grew up fishing and catching frogs and actually camping and doing hunting, all of these things. I moved to the city, and of course I got the city living. But at heart, I am a city country girl. I want the best of both worlds. I want farm-like living, but not really be on a farm.
I get what you're, and I definitely get what you're like,
or shoes.
Right. Like, I know, I definitely get where you're going with it. And I think, like, if I didn't have...
Like on Green Spring, they have this beautiful-ass house with all of this land, and you literally feel like...
How far up Green Spring?
Green Spring, if you take the back roads like you're going towards...
She's up with the county part of Green Spring.
I know, like, how far up? Like, near my high school, Green Spring? Or, like...
What high school you went to?
I went to St. Paul School for Girls at Green Spring and Green Spring Valley.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's too far.
Too far.
That's why I said how far up, because Green Spring goes even further. Yeah, Green Spring can take you clear to
people don't realize Park
High School take you clear to Park High. I used to take those roads to get to school. That was the back way to get to my school.
It's Park Heights and Green Spring.
Okay.
It's a horse farm right there, and it's this cornfield, and it's
the house
and there's a school right there.
It's this house that we always look at.
It sits back. People don't even know it's
further down.
St. Timothy.
I know what you're talking about.
That's further back.
Further down.
It's further back, yeah. Like up a hill.
It has that country feel. But
there's
so much traffic that you really don't, you realize that you're not in the country when you come outside.
I know exactly.
But you're far off from the road. You have all of this land, but you can get in your car in 2 minutes.
So you north or south of the Beltway? Is the house north or south of the Beltway? Like, is it close to Mount Washington or going on the other side closer to, like,
Girl, don't start me the line.
It's over. The house that she talking about is over there, Owens Mills.
Oh, it's in Owens Mills.
Yeah, that part.
But that's not Green.
Owens Mills.
Oh, so not Green Spring Valley.
No,
yeah, Green Spring
Valley.
I just know it's.
I'm thinking Green Spring.
No, Green Spring.
Because Green Spring, and that's what threw me off. Because Green Spring and Park Heights were in the same.
All right. So, oh wow, is this the last one?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
so
shit.
we gotta wrap up. We got 2 minutes. Any last minute words?
Honestly speaking, like, you know, we started with R. Kelly. We moved into what our real topic was this like assimilation, appropriation, segregation, gentrification thing that we've been exploring this whole time. This desensitization. All of this is what we've been talking about. And these are really food for thought. And I think, like, you know, as adults, as parents, as the last little bit of Generation X before we're starting to get old, you know what I mean? Like, we need to start pushing.
We are the new baby boomers.
We are the new baby boomers. And I mean, the baby boomers are starting to die. So, like, we really are.
Okay, I just had to censor myself.
Like, fuck y'all die. No, is that what you was thinking? Because that's what I was thinking. Shit. No, motherfucker. Right, go.
Also,
no,
I'm channeling saying.
But I do feel like we do have, as educated people, the three of us at least, and anybody else out here who's listening, we have a moral obligation to some of the younger generations. We don't have to take that obligation, but I do feel like we're slightly obligated, and we do it naturally because we're parents. But we should influence our children to not be desensitized and not go like we said the conversation. I told Buddy, no, nigga, just because you read it on the internet doesn't make it true. You know, just like you told your daughter, hell no. They was slaves. They was chained to the floor. You know what I mean? Like, and if she was able to fight that fight, we have to make sure that our children, you know, and I mean, figuratively speaking, everybody. That was it. No, I was
and fight piggyback on that is we got to understand knowledge of self. We got to understand where we came from, where we going. As parents, we got to, like she said, pick up that fight and really teach our kids because they are the next generation. We lived our lives, and we live in our lives. These kids are the ones that's suffering, and if we're not teaching them, they going down this black hole. And we understand everything that's being seen. Everything that we see is not the truth.
Right. All right. So my final words are these: accountability.
Right.
Those of us in the black community have to hold ourselves accountable,
each other,
for what goes on in our community. So if you see Ray shooting, you need to handle that. Rat his ass out.
It used to be that way. It wasn't even that they used to rat you out. They just go beat the shit out of you.
Accountability. We don't have that in our community.
No, we don't. We don't. I agree. You know what?
Self-love.
It's too much fear factors.
Self-love. We need to love ourselves and love our community. We're allowing other ethnicities to come in and take over and treat us like shit. We don't have to accept it. We don't have to spend our money with them. You don't have to. We have black-owned businesses who have amazing customer service. Shout out to Jennifer Braids across from Applebee's on Ricerstown Road, across from the plaza. Amazing hairstylist and braider. She will beat your face, braid your hair, all for a good price.
Before we gotta go, is piggyback off what you just said. We were just saying with accountability. We go into these things not understanding where they come from. The Crips and Bloods was not meant to be gangs. They meant as a subsidiary of the Black Panthers to protect the
our community. And then y'all stupid motherfuckers turn that shit into some bullshit.
Not to shoot each other up, to actually protect our communities from the fucking police.
From the police.
Okay, so guess what?
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Watch us.
Don't forget.
Watch us next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Absolutely.
We out.
Peace.
Good night.
Whatever happened to the times when we cared for one another? We share the same respect. What is happening?